Japan is looking to Australia to deepen its relationship, particularly in military cooperation, according to a Liberal MP who's just returned from a visit to Tokyo. Josh Frydenberg, who once advised the then Foreign Affairs Minister Alexander Downer, met with former Prime Minister Koizumi, senior members of Japan's parliament, business leaders, and took part in discussions at the International Affairs Institute and the Defence Institute. He spoke with our political editor, Lyndall Curtis.
Josh Frydenberg, welcome to ABC News 24. You've just returned from a visit to Japan. It's in a place where the economy has been in the doldrums for years, and there are tensions now with China, and again a step back and a step forward on the Korean peninsula. How are the people you talked to feeling about Japan's future?
Well, they're very optimistic on the economy side. They have a Prime Minister in Shinzo Abe who's put forward a reform plan which includes what he calls 3 arrows. The first is to double the monetary base to fight deflation. The second is a major fiscal stimulus of above $100 billion. And then the third is a sort of reform agenda focused on productivity and flexibility in the workplace together with free trade. So that's been very welcome because, as you say, the size of the Japanese economy is the same size as it was 20 years ago. So they're very optimistic on the economic side. They're not too optimistic on the security side. That's because they see the rise of China, and particularly China's claims to land that they believe, or islands that they believe belong to them in the East China Sea. They call it the Senkaku Islands. And so those sort of disputes, which has led to quasi-quarrels between their militaries in that area, have raised a lot of concerns in Japan, together with the belligerent attitude of Kim Jong-un, the 29-year-old leader in North Korea, who's specifically targeted Japan and obviously South Korea and the United States with his rhetoric, and they're very worried about the unpredictability on the Korean Peninsula. So it's a mixed message in Japan.
Has their security situation, have they taken any heart from what's called the pivot from the United States to the Asia Pacific, the fact that the US is increasing particularly its military presence in the region?
Yes, they certainly welcome that, and that they know they have a strong alliance relationship with the United States. And the United States has made clear that Article 5 of their security treaty with Japan extends to these Senkaku Islands, which the Japanese government hold on to at the current point in time. So they're very focused on the US focus itself on the region. They welcome the pivot, and they've also decided themselves to spend more money on defence, which is, given Japan's history, is a very sensitive topic in that country.
Australia's relationships with Japan have been strong for some time. There's a very strong military relationship. There's also been goodwill towards Australia, particularly from the assistance Australia offered after the tsunami. Are they looking for anything more from Australia?
Yes, they are. They're looking for closer military ties, and that can be in a whole range of areas like cyber warfare and understanding their expertise and exchanging information. Also they've got specific expertise in the area of submarines. That's a sensitive topic, but it's something that we would like to learn more about. And then disaster management, which has come to the fore in the region, and they know all too well after the tsunami in 2011. That's an area where we can cooperate more together too. So they are certainly looking towards Australia.
There have been some commentary in Australia that if Australia is seen as getting too close to the US or to Japan, that could provoke problems with China, or at least some nervousness from China. Do you believe that could happen?
No, I don't, because I think everyone understands our close relationship with Japan. They also understand that Japan and Australia share similar values, and that both Japan and Australia have an alliance relationship with the United States. And nobody is talking, Lyndall, about a defence treaty between Australia and Japan. No one's talking about that. They're just talking about two good friends and neighbours extending the bilateral cooperation. And as you say, there's a lot of goodwill towards Australia, particularly after our efforts in the wake of the tsunami in 2011.
Josh Frydenberg, thank you very much for your time.